Yeah, wonderful people, viewers and subscribers. I promised you earlier that I'm going to, continue on our exposition of the madness in the Nigerian political system. You see, this never do well of people, men without shame, men without honor, that have been parading themselves as political leaders or misleaders in Nigeria. Men that says things from two sides of their mouth. Men that we could only be ashamed of to call elders. Men that we cannot look upon as a model. Now, I don't want to take you too far. I'm talking about this man, a disappointment of a man called Oshiomole. I'm calling him out because he is a representation of what an average Nigerian politician is. That is the truth. These are men without shame. These are men that thought that we are still in the primitive era of when they continue recycling their lies and falsehood. They think it has been swept under the carpet. They don't know that we are in a digital era where everything you say is archived for you for a particular appointed time. And this is the time to expose this man, that his heart is exactly how his face is. Now, we are all aware of the governorship tussle that is coming up in Edo State. And I want to say this as a form of disclaimer. I'm not here to promote any particular person or any political party in Nigeria, because all of them, I say, they are all the same. So don't get it wrong. But I want to bring out something out. I want to expose to the consciousness of an average Nigerian, especially the youths, whom they are always using as a tool to recycle themselves in government and become the ultimate victim. For them to see the men they have been following, how they have continued to lie and destroy their future. Now, it's about Oshiomole today, but he is a representation of the entire political class in Nigeria. Irrespective of your tribe, irrespective of your religious affiliation or your political party, it is the same. Oshiomole, who came up from the comradeship of NLC, went into power and became the worst, a total disappointment of what a comrade should be. After his governorship, he brought in Obaseki, saying all manner of wonderful things about him and how good he is and that he can do all. In fact, let me spare you the time. I want you to listen to the same man when he was, campaigning for Obaseki.
By the special grace of God, who reads the heart, who knows the heart of man, who knows the past and the future, who knows the beginning and the end. He sees what we don't see. He knows what we don't know. He knows that Godwin, he comes from a large family in Benin Kingdom. He went to school. He finished his secondary school. He went to University of Ibadan. He finished. There were no issues. Fly colors. He went to US. He did his masters. He came back home. He started helping people to set up businesses, to manage businesses. He helped to set up many banks, including several first generation, second generation banks. Then he came home to give support to me, to bring on board what I do not have. Because I am not a finance man, and he became the chairman of our economic team. So, everything we have done, the road from Advert to Zenema, Godwin had hand. The road from here to Uboha, Godwin has hand. The schools here, Godwin has hand. The water everywhere, Godwin has hand. He has been part of the tradition. He knows the vision. He knows the mission. He knows the target. He knows where we are. He knows the challenges, and he knows how to overcome them. To deliver all that he has promised, he will do. It's a family tradition to keep our word. That is what APC represents.
Good. When I hear them. Now, before I take you further, on that same platform, the same man with his mouth, brought one man they called Ize-Iyamu, the then opposition to Obaseki in that election, he sent him to the dry cleaners and said all manner of evil about him, which he made everyone to believe it is true. Fine. Listen to it.
But I mustn't forget, I have spoken about Godwin, I spoke about Philip, I spoke about Yakubu, now I must talk about Ize-Iyamu. I talked to you how he went to school, so I'm also obliged to report as follows. And we are liable if we say anything that is libelous. I bear full responsibility in my personal capacity. I waive my immunity. I set my immunity aside. And I declare as follows before God that the other guy, Mr. Ize-Iyamu, he has a very interesting lifestyle. He went to school. He finished his primary school. I haven't seen the testimony, but he finished. He then went to University of Benin to read law. 2 years later, he was rusticated. For 2 years, they drive him from school. Why? He carried acid and pour on the body of another student. Today, that student is deformed for life. His manhood has been destroyed. Today, he cannot raise a family. That is his credentials. And that is why he could not go to law school. That is why, although he read law, he is not a barrister. Now, because of crisis of identity, he went to carry a Bible and said he's a pastor. I am born again. I am born. It's okay. The sin is committed. He has to continue to pray for that. Then, somehow he got out of Unibank, not a barrister. He has to carry pastor. All right. But you remember Pastor King? Pastor King. How many people killed? He's sentenced to death now. So to carry Bible, it doesn't give a clue about who you are. Only God knows who is a Christian. We somebody say hallelujah. By their action, we know who is a Christian, who is a Muslim, who is a pagan, who is a Kabbalist, who is a cultist, who is an honest man, and who is a gentleman. Now, his work experience. First job, PA, to who? Lucky Benedio. Second job, Chief of Staff, to who? Lucky Benedio. Third job, Secretary to Edo State Government, under who? Lucky Benedio. That's all his creations. After Benedio, he retired and started building his private homes. Finished. Now yesterday he wrote, when he cannot dispute the fact that in Uromi, PDP government with Ize-Iyamu as secretary to the government, they didn't build school, they didn't build road, they didn't do anything. He now said, no, he cannot be blamed. Read today's papers. He said, Ize-Iyamu said he cannot be blamed for the failure of Ibenedio's government. Now there are two issues here. So he agreed that the government failed. Correct? The only thing he's saying is that he is not to be blamed. All right, if we will not blame him for the failure of the government in which he was chief of staff and secretary to government, would that be the reason to promote him to the office of governor? No. Hey, tell me your friends. Tell me your friends. Tell me the government you serve, and I will tell you what you will do. Is that not so? I'm campaigning with our candidate. He's able to say, I will build on what has been done. Ize-Iyamu is not able to say he will build on what they did before, because they did nothing.
Now, the bottom line of this thing that I just showed you is that the same Adam Oshiomole have turned the table round. Now, it is now the Obaseki who was his dead angel. At that time, he is now on the other side. He is now the devil. He is now every bad thing you can think of. Good. And the same Ize-Iyamu of the then devil the then evil, the then everything you can think of that is bad, good. The same man, Adam Oshiomole, is presenting to the Edo State people. And these Edo State people will keep on hearing the same thing. You know, I wonder where una sense day. Where una sense day. Nigerians, who bewitched una to allow this kind of people to keep recycling? These are the kind of people that when they go on the street, you keep stoning them. These are the kind of people you don't even allow to come close to you. They are the worst thing that has ever happened to this British colonial contraption called Nigeria. And my anger is that these stupid men will go and, hide under one religious body, and the religious leaders will accept them, give them the pulpit to shun out that nonsense from their mouth in the name of a saint. I hit it hard on any religious body that bring this sort of dirty, wicked, blood-sucking, unrepentant. Let me not just continue, because the thing is heavy in my heart. If you allow these men to mount your podium to shun out rubbish in the name of addressing your congregation, you are part of the problem. And that is why I keep hitting it out on them. It is high time the people stand up. It is high time people live above their mindset. You have been coined. Your destiny have been mortgaged by men who have no conscience. Look at them. This same thing is happening in Lagos. This same thing is happening in the east, west, north, and south. It has no ethnicity. This same thing that Adam Oshiomole is exhibiting is what they are exhibiting everywhere. It is all about their personal interest and not your interest. And that is why you have to say enough is enough. You have to start identifying the right people that can represent your interest in government. I always publish what is right for you to know. Yes, that there are still very few, but they are in the minority. This man in Cross River may not be a saint, but at least you see what he does. You see that passion. Even if it is a pretense, that is what it's supposed to be. Don't give up. It is time for you to fight for your freedom. Your political freedom, nobody will give it to you at a platter of gold. You have to fight for it. And what makes it very easy for you to win is because you are the tool they use. All you need to do is don't be available for them to use. Let those who can serve you, they don't have money. That is how you identify them, to share to you. They have history of adding value to the system. They have antecedent. Their wealth, if they do have a trace. They have something to do. They are not just political, professional, or career politicians who do buying and selling in the name of politics. These are the ways to identify the men that can serve you. Look out for the video that I'll start publishing this week. If you make me your governor, so that you understand what true governance could be. I'm signing out. Don't forget, keep subscribing, keep liking, keep sharing. We keep moving forward and keep gathering the like mind so that we effect the change for the freedom of our people. Will effect the change for the liberation of the ordinary suppressed people trapped within this British colonial contraption you call Nigeria. I'm signing out. Stay safe.